Allons-y.
Okay.
Ing. Did you know we had the Cozy just a few months
Yeah.
ago?
Did we?
I think
Ah.
so.
Did
And
you did you did you record it?
well,
I
yeah,
mean, on your spreadsheet.
yeah.
Oh, you.
And well, I apparently just didn't
Okay.
bother to go look it up again. I don't know.
Okay.
Whatever.
Well,
I'm stuck there.
okay then. So what do you want to do with it then?
I'll just drink it. It's there. I mean, we're having stouts.
Okay.
It's so yeah. And Handsome Devil we had 2 years ago,
Yeah.
but we've never had the Brig Barq one. So there we go. It's
I,
just
I I did notice they are different versions of stouts, which is
ooh,
interesting.
yeah.
So they're not like for like. And
No, not entirely.
there's also an imperial stout stuck away there in the fridge, of course, and that would have been different altogether.
That yeah, and I thought we could have
Yeah,
done that where we just had the Brig Barq one, but I mean, I went and I filled up a case with Roof Hound when the last time I was in there, and got some other stuff, and we had an extra cozy, so it might as well. I mean, you're just
yeah.
filling up content, a few 5%ers in there, we'll be fine.
Cozy up to our stouts this evening, and it's and do you know what? As I left for work this morning at stupid o'clock,
Mm.
it was decidedly chilly, and as I came home, as I exited work at 7 o'clock this evening, I thought doesn't seem to be much warmer than it was when I
No,
when I got into the car this morning.
it stayed cold. So yeah, I think we're
Yeah,
almost into the. We could have had the winter warmers tonight, the long winter's eve
yeah.
ones and stuff.
But
But
have you noticed though the weather forecast for Monday and Tuesday next week?
no,
So put your stouts back away. Forget about that
is it gonna
because it's going to be
snow?
20.
Oh,
It's going to be 27 degrees again Monday and Tuesday.
oh, so
So
it
get
is.
the IPAs back out.
Yep,
Yeah, it's going to be gorgeous.
beautiful,
I
delightful.
knew.
15 degrees tomorrow, so still cold, still chilly. So there we are. We
Still
can
chilly.
we can get going. I am Roz. Joining
Yeah.
me is my co-host Ian, and together, drinking the darkest beers on the coldest day, we are attempting to drink Nova Scotia Dry. We have always gravitated towards the stouts. We prefer the stouts and the dark beers, and it's been a little while. We talked about that last week that we got into the IPAs. We like the hazy IPAs. We are now IPA appreciators. I wouldn't say IPA
Yeah, I like that.
lovers. IPA appreciators. We can have one. However,
There are some that I am bordering on loving, Russ.
mm,
The whole genre of IPAs, I'm still getting to grips with because they are so different.
yeah,
So there are ones I still go, "Ugh, not so keen on that one," but the ones I like, I really, really like, and I kind of, it's almost like, oh my God, I'm craving a juicy
and
IPA.
on a
So I
really hot day,
really
that's
am
happened to
enjoying.
me. Yep, more
Yes,
than once. I've looked forward to it. I was like, what is wrong with me? What's going on here?
I know.
But on a cold day, and let's face it, today was not warm. It was kind
No,
of sunny. There was definitely some. Oh, it was very exciting in the sky. I don't know if you got much time to view the clouds, but it was very dramatic out there. It's dark light,
I
dark
didn't
light, a lot
see
of
anything.
stormy
Yeah.
looking clouds, for
Mm,
certain. But that
mm.
allows us to get into, and we've got a few stouts that were in the cupboard, and a couple of them actually are ones we've had before. But when you're determined to have stouts early in the dark beer season, it's a needs must. You gotta
Go for it.
you gotta take what you can because there's not a whole lot of dark beers in the LC. That's for certain. So you have to go searching as best you can. But one of the ones that is in the LC, the lower ABVs, is from North Brewing and down in Dartmouth. There is the Cozy Oatmeal Stout coming in at 5.0 ABV. And the other note on that is we drank this in May, just recently,
Oh, it was as recently as that, is it? Okay, so it's probably still the same
Yes.
batch.
in a box. I think over in the camping.
Looking. No, no, it's not. No, no, it's first. Oh, depending on, of course, on how you on whether you do month or day first. Uh, it depends, of course, on who does it. And in the UK, we always put the day first and then the month.
Mm.
Do you think this is from the 1st of September or the 9th of January?
Are you on the bottom?
Yeah, yeah.
I've got. Oh yeah. Well, I've got
Mm.
901.
That's what I have. Now, I don't know whether that's the 9th of Jan or the 1st of September. When did we pick these up? It's got to be January, isn't it? It's
I
got
guess
to
it would
be
have to be
January.
January. Maybe that. Has it been in there for that?
Yeah.
No, it hasn't been in there for that long
No,
because we've already
no, I
drank
picked these
this
up.
in
Yeah, but I
in
picked.
May.
Yes, but I picked up some cozies very recently. And remember, and you said, I think we've done that already, or you already had one in the fridge or something. I forget.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got some cozies then, like last week or something. So they've either just been on the shelf, like 2 or 3 weeks, or this has been there for 9 months. I I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Well, this is
We open
telling
it and they go,
me
oh, it's gone off.
September 12th of this year. It's cozy season. Cozy Oatmeal is back. This might have been brewed from September 1st.
Might be brand new.
I think this is
It might
brand
be
new because
literally a month
honestly,
old.
I don't fully recall. Oh, I could look it up. I don't fully recall the picture on there. Was number. Hang on, I can find this. I can absolutely find this. Just a second. I will find the picture of the one that we had in May.
May.
One, two,
Yeah.
126. Is this it? There it is. Oh, it is the right picture. Look at that. It's the one with the
It's the same picture.
It does have the
Yeah.
bear on it because I
Right.
did not recognize the bear being on there. Oh
You
well.
probably talked about him liberally for 15 minutes, if I know you, and you spoke very eloquently about the bear, and it's one of the best cans you've ever seen, because you love North Brewing's cans. This is all ringing the bell, and uh, and
Oh,
then
we're getting emergency alerts about the forest fires and everything. Sorry, go on.
oh yeah, no, that's probably what's. We keep getting those. We've had 3 or 4 today, and we're not about to get evacuated.
I think we're okay.
Yeah, no, I bet you spoke at length about that lovely bear tucked under his green blanket back in May, and but you may have had a beer or two by the time you did, so you probably forgot all about it.
That's true. Let's just forgive me now for that. Now there is
Yeah.
no description of it on the can whatsoever, other than just the 3 words along the side. They're chocolatey, snug, and full-bodied. However, if you do snug.
No,
Maybe we joked about that. The bear himself is
maybe.
snug, but I'm not sure about the beer itself. Now, on the website, if you go over to northbrewing.ca, it does say Brewer Brad whipped this up for us a few weeks ago, and it turned out excellent. All the rich, malty goodness of a stout without the addition of lactose, making this version vegan. Tons of chocolate and roast character, but doesn't drink heavy. Instead, it wraps you like a big cozy hug on a cool autumn evening. Enjoy. It's full-bodied, but not heavy.
That's fine. That's fine.
I'm trying to figure out who's correct here. So not lactose, because unlike the Handsome Devil, which is a milk stout, so that one's gonna be full of lactose. But this one, ooh.
Well, then, if it doesn't have, I mean, it's normally we're talking about the lactose being like a big old milky stout, and then it's sweet, then, isn't it? So this might not be sweet. This might, I mean, the oatmeal means it's going to have some sweetness to it, but it might not have that big creamy sweet thing that the milk stouts tend to do.
Maybe
Oatmeal.
It smells sweet to me.
I was going to say it should still have a sweetness because it's an oatmeal. That's what gives it the sweetness, but a different kind. It could be a dry. It could be a dry sweetness. That seems like what's that called then? Oxymoron. It might not be as sweet as a big creamy milk stout. Hopefully, it looks the business, Ross, doesn't it?
Oh, it does.
Doesn't it?
Yep, it's getting all the head is definitely piling up in my mug. Got the whole thing in there. In my
I even put it in the correct glass for a change.
Oh,
and you
good.
did
Look
too.
at us both with our North Brewing Company mugs.
Yeah. That was planned. I have. Sometimes I get the right glasses out and I go, oh, there we go. There's a North there or a whatever, and then I stick them there and then I completely forget about it once I've got them on the table. literally within seconds of doing
The,
that.
the thing about the collection is that I'm nearly there. I'm getting a little bit further, and so I know pretty well that I've got one for all of them. So I just go looking for my shelf, and I said, "Now, which one of these do I have? I know I'm not missing one of these three. I'm 3 for 3 this week."
Are you seriously? You have like 60 odd glasses.
I'll probably have to count one of these days, but there's definitely at least 40 of
them. When you had oh my goodness, why have I suddenly forgotten their names? That's so embarrassing. That brought C Mac and her husband, whose name Rob.
Yeah.
Rob and Candice about a year, 18 months ago, and they had all the growler bottles of like most of the.
I think we determined that they have more growlers than I have glasses.
Ah, good God! But you must have caught up by now.
I'm not even sure. I'm not entirely sure. My prideful thing there is that unlike growlers, which are, I mean, you have a fine display and everything, my glasses are at least useful. They're functional, and I drink and I try to drink a pint or drink a beer from the places themselves. So you sort of get a little bit of usage out of it, don't you know? Anywho,
growlers are big and they take up a lot of room.
They do. The head on that is really holding together. That's looking like a properly good stout. I can't see through it. It is dark. Sometimes we have ones and they're a little bit transparent. Not this one.
It's grainy. It's going to be sweet, but hopefully not too sweet. And this will be interesting to see how it compares, because I might watch the May one later on and see how it compares.
I don't think we liked the other one, but let's hope.
No, okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yep. There's a smoky burnt to it, but I like that. A roasted. Roasted.
I took it out. I took it out of the fridge, 7:10, so it's been out for an hour, which really I'm quite happy about. So it should be at the optimum temperature. It should be about 12 or so degrees right now. So this should be perfect temperature.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a little bit bland.
Really?
Do you know what I mean?
I'm getting a lovely roasty flavor through it.
Mm.
Like start to finish, and sort of a nice little subtle chocolatey overtone over the whole thing.
There is the roastiness. I'm getting that, and but it's very low key.
Tons of chocolate and roast character, and doesn't drink heavy. And I'm getting that. It does say full bodied on the can, but I'd say it's medium to full bodied.
I would agree with them that it's not heavy. It doesn't feel heavy at all. What is it? 5%? It's
that too.
I'd say it's medium. It's a little. Actually, I think it's a little. I don't want to say a little thin. It's an oatmeal stout though, so I kind of expect it to be fuller bodied than it is. But they've said it's not. So therefore it's doing that on.
Well, they've argued with themselves. They say it doesn't drink heavy, but it's full bodied, listed on the can. So I'm not sure quite which one to believe here.
It's perfectly nice, Ross.
It is.
I think it's.
I like this a lot more than apparently we liked it back in May. We did not give this good marks in May.
I like the mouthfeel. It's quite creamy, actually, surprisingly.
For a non-lactose, yeah.
Yeah, it's there is smokiness to it, the roastiness to it. I'm not being bowled over with chocolate, to be honest.
I'm not being bowled over.
You're getting more out of it than I am.
But it's a consistent light flavor of chocolate. And I like that it allows the roast to kind of come through and be a part of so it kind of tastes. I don't know how to describe it. It's like someone is cooking a chocolate steak, or a bar of chocolate on the barbecue type thing. It's got that roasted chocolate, if that can even be a flavor.
What I will say is, because it's not slamming me with anything. It's really very easy to drink.
I know.
It's mild.
Yeah.
It's perfectly. It's easy to drink without being overly flavoursome. I am getting the roasters. It's subtle chocolate. I don't think it certainly wouldn't. They're not claiming to be a chocolate stout, so that's good
Mm-hmm.
because I think it would be lacking there. Um, I think it's just it's okay. Stouts and porters. How much we love them, and some of them we're like, oh my goodness, this is just incredible.
Oh,
This was, I think, yeah, I think I would put this in the sessionable stout if I was to have a sessionable stout because it's not too heavy. Um, maybe if I had 3 or 4 of them, I might be changing my mind.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, but it's not overly. Yeah, they haven't over-egged any part of the pudding.
No.
It's just very subtle and perfectly nice, but I think I'm just lacking a little bit of a character, something that's a personality.
I think the trick there, I'm considering it perfectly adequate, which is dangerous when the server comes round, because here is the difficulty of the decision when the server comes around and says, "Would you like something else on the menu?" And you're sort of going. And, if
are
I
you sticking
knew,
or twisting?
If I knew that there was something better on the menu, yes, I would like that other thing that I definitely know. But would I shop around for something different, or would I just say, you know what I've got here is good
fine.
enough.
Yeah.
I could stick to this for a night. I'm not sticking to it because it's the best thing I've ever had. I'm sticking to it because it's just.
Yep.
When you're done trying all the crazy ice cream flavors, and you just say, you know what, can I just have a scoop of vanilla because it's something that I know. This tastes like a darn good, a well-made stout. It's got a lovely little roast and a chocolate personality in there. I wish that the fact that it was an oatmeal stout, I wish it would thicken up a little. I'd like a little bit more of the full body than the doesn't drink heavy. I just like a little bit more of like a mouthful in there.
Me too.
Which is a bad idea because I had a lot of supper tonight. But I think that's the only thing that's missing for me is the body of it. I'd like maybe just to be a little heavier.
Right, I agree with you. However, like just to reiterate, if I'm gonna have a few stouts in the evening. And I don't want them to be too heavy. And this is a 5%, and it's really quite easy to drink. It's perfectly fine. I love stouts, and I like this one without being bowled over.
Yeah, so do I.
It's lacking to me. What it's lacking is a little bit more. Je ne sais quoi. It's missing a little bit of personality. I think. I tell you what, and this is. This might sound as if I'm blowing my own trumpet a little bit, and maybe I'm just very lucky. Maybe I've been very lucky, but and it is luck because I'm not brewing anything from grain. I think when you sort of brew your own kits, and it's I've had oatmeal stouts enough times, brewed them. This doesn't taste any more expensive than my own homebrew kit.
It does not. No, no. Yeah.
So I've been very lucky, I think, in the past with some decent homebrew kits. But that's not to say that I didn't like those because I did. It's nice without being very exciting.
I'm happily for now, and I think I'll be happy with it going forward. But I'm happy to give that like an 8.6. And not quite 9, blown my head off.
Yeah, I would give that. Yeah, I'd give that a 7.5 to 8, 7.75, 7.75, 7.75.
Okay.
And I have no idea what we gave that. Whether we
I do.
Marked it back in May. Oh, you do.
I do.
Okay.
When we had it just this past May, I gave it a 7.9, and you gave it a 7. So we both went up. Like just half a mark, and I don't know if it's the temperature or it was a different batch and this one is just a little smoothed out or something like that, or maybe we had the other one too long or it didn't refrigerate. Anything could happen, but this current one, I remember thinking that the previous one, when we had it the last time, I remember thinking this doesn't really taste like a stout. It felt it was too light. It was just like dark. Yeah, it was just dark water and didn't have much of a flavor to it. So I'm happy to say that this tastes more like a stout. If you had this just in a blind taste test, you'd say, "Oh yeah, I know where we're going here."
I might be thinking, if it was a blind taste test, I might be thinking it was a porter rather than a stout.
Chance, yeah.
A little richer. Then I was then I'm nodding on a stout. That's what I think. It's missing a bit of backbone and a tiny bit of flavor. But you know what? If they did come around and ask, "Hey, would you like another one of those?" I would. I really would. I wouldn't have a problem having another one of these whatsoever. But I would certainly be investigating. By the way, what else do you have?
We've done this before when we go in and we really like a pint of something. And like, you want another one of those? And yeah, bring me another one of those. But could you give me a little taste of what's this one over here? The crushed orange amber. I'll try just a little bit of sip of that. And it usually turns out that the ones we sip, we go, "Oh yeah, I'm glad I didn't get a full pint of that." No, it's not as good as this one, and we're happy with our second pint. But it's that just being on the edge, just being right on the boundary, or on the razor's edge of decision making. Of, do I want another one or do I want to shop around? You're like, this is pretty good.
It is. It's pretty good. I do hope, now that we've got kind of an affinity for the big fruity hazy IPAs, that when that thing that they do when you go, and it's like, I don't think I get that from stouts. I don't think I've ever got that feeling from a stout, because those big hazy IPAs they're like, they're just like zingy, and they do something to you. They kind of change your composition. Whereas stouts and porters and those and imperial stouts, you kind of drink it and you go, it's like it's the warm hug that you don't get from an IPA.
No, like they say, the cozy stout. That's the feeling you get more about. Yes, it's like sinking slowly into a jacuzzi. You get that feeling is
or
what
that
you're
first milky coffee of the morning. When you're just on a cold morning or something.
You're watching the frost on the outside of the house, but then you hear the heat turn on. And,
That's what a stout can do to you on a cold winter's evening. If you're sat down with an IPA, isn't going to do that to you. So I do like it, Ross, but not as much maybe not as much as I'm going to like the others.
And that's what we're going to find out. So we actually have a question to solve here, because usually we go by ABV, and the Cozy was our lowest at 5.0. Then we've got two 5.5s. So the question there is, do you have the one that we've never had before in the middle, or do we have the one that we've never had before last? And I'm curious about your opinion on this.
Can we...
Don't say mix them together.
No, if it were my choice straight away, I would save the one that we haven't had till last.
I was leaning that way too. Okay, good.
Right, good.
Then next up, second, is from Roof Hound Brewing in Kingston, Nova Scotia, is the Handsome Devil Coffee Milk Stout. You can kind of make it out on the label there. You see the dog, the Roof Hound. There's also some mustaches. I think this is the same label that he's used on this a few times. There's very little written on the bottle itself. It's just a picture. It's got the ingredients, return for refund, 5.5%. And then on the website, roofhound.ca/thebeer, it says Handsome Devil 5.5 milk stout, coffee,
milk stout,
bold, roasty.
Are those coffee beans on the label? They look like coffee beans.
They are, yes. Those are up at the top. Oh, that's the blue. Coffee. I was looking at the white. So the dark bits are the coffee beans. Oh, how clever. That's a lot.
Coffee and milk stout. I like both of those things. I like coffee, and I like milk, and I like stouts. In fact, I like all three of those things.
Another.
So throw them all in the same bottle. It's a no-brainer. I'm going to like this. I do love milk stouts when they're done properly.
Oh, getting a pretty decent head off that right away, but those are some big bubbles. I feel like this is going to go away quickly. I don't know.
I'm glad I didn't have to. I think I said last week that they were too cold. I think we had the ales last week. Did we not? The sort of English ales.
Oh, the English ales,
whatever
yeah.
they were. Yeah, and I stirred them too cold. And I think I mentioned at the time, might have to put these in the microwave. And the more I thought about that, I thought
it's going away so fast.
All right, I'll have to throw it in there straight away. I could just imagine. I think they've done. There's been like experiments and YouTube videos, etc., hasn't there? Like, will it microwave? And people, I think, have put the craziest things in a microwave just to see whether it would. I wonder if anyone put in a sealed can of beer just to see what would happen to the microwave if it.
Don't put a metal can in the microwave. That's a fast explosion right there.
But the thing is, and this is crazy. This is a thing. I saw within the last year or so a thing where people, where it is okay. I mean, look this up, Ross. Feel free to look this up. To leave your coffee spoon in your mug while you microwave it. Does that not go against everything you were ever taught about microwave?
Yes.
To leave, right. But look that up. I'm not making this up. I didn't dream this. But there is evidence, scientific evidence, that leaving your spoon in your coffee cup is okay while you microwave it. You've got your hand on your face like you've either just read it or you're doubting what you're doubting me. One of those things.
Some metal is safe in the micro. I mean, the AI response is, you are correct. It is generally safe. This is what it's telling me. It's generally safe to leave a smooth, rounded metal spoon in your coffee while microwaving it, because the spoon's design prevents the electrical arcing that can cause sparks or fire. Wasn't that clever of them, inventing the spoon back in 3000 BC, that they thought, hey,
just in case we use radio waves to heat it up with them.
better make sure to curve it just ever so. Can we not have a straight spoon? No. That will not work with microwaves in the 21st century. No, you can't do that.
I know.
It does say, however, you should never microwave metal objects that have thin or sharp edges, such as crumpled aluminum foil or the tines of a fork. These can cause arcing, and potentially damage your microwave. I mean, I still don't want to put any metal in the microwave whatsoever.
No do I.
But, I mean, we've learned a thing. That's fine. I'm okay.
Now, this is the thing. Have you ever, before we get stuck into this beer that's already, I mean, the head, by the way, just disappeared very, very quickly.
It smells delicious.
As soon as I poured it. I can smell it. Have you ever boiled or poached your eggs in the microwave?
No.
No. Okay. Well, boiling eggs in the microwave is totally a thing. When you don't have the time to pop them on the stove and waste those valuable moments where you could be doing other things, you can put them in a microwave in hot water and boil them that way. Now, I did this once. I felt Michael Caine there. I did that once. I just to prove that because I read about it. I thought I want to give that a go. Now, there is a thing you have to do when you boil eggs in the microwave, in water in the microwave. You have to put salt in the water. Okay. And the first time I proved this thing that you could boil it, I was amazed. I was like, this is the greatest thing. This is the greatest invention ever since sliced bread. I'm going to boil eggs in the microwave really quickly every time I want a boiled egg now. Then the second time I did it, though, I made the schoolboy error of forgetting to put the salt in the water. And found out what happens when you don't put the salt in the water. It literally exploded. The microwave blew open. The egg the egg exploded all over the kitchen.
I
And I learned quick. I thought it made a heck of a noise, a heck of a mess, and literally blew. There was a flash, and the door blew open, and I thought, wow, like something big has happened here. And that was when I thought, oh yeah, I was supposed to put salt in, wasn't I? That's the missing ingredient.
between
Give it a go.
tasty egg and explosion is just a sprinkle of salt.
And yeah,
what,
and the end of the world. Sprinkle salt.
what I'm gaining from this is that you need to start a YouTube channel, which is just, I'm going to put this in the microwave and see what happens. I want you and I want the videos of you satisfying your curiosity of occasionally exploding your kitchen.
I don't think I would be the first. I would imagine there's been a series of people on YouTube that have put microwaves out in a field somewhere, plugged it in and said, let's put this in the microwave and see what happens.
Has it ever been done by someone who occasionally slips into a Michael Caine accent while doing it? I think that's
probably not. No, I might be the first. Absolutely.
I am.
All right then.
I am getting some coffee and some roastiness, or some chocolate and roastiness out of this one.
I'm getting tons of coffee, chocolate, and roast.
Milk stout,
by the
coffee,
smell alone.
Roasty.
The head is just gone.
The head is gone. It is very thick. You can't see through it. Light is not passing through this at all. And that's my kind of stout. I'm even holding up to the light and nothing's coming in. Ready? Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay.
Right. I should wait for you to say it, but this has the this has the taste, all of it. It's got loads of coffee, chocolate, cacao, but this doesn't have the smoothness that the previous one had.
Yeah, it's got the flavors, but they're kind of wandering around saying, now this, now that.
Right. Now, if it was this is a milk stout, and I would expect a milk stout to be creamier. The mouthfeel to be very much more creamy than this. This does not have a smooth mouthfeel. However, it's compensating, thankfully. Not compensating. You're not compensating for mouthfeel. What it does have that the other one lacks is a little bit more sweetness and coffee and chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
However, the oatmeal stout didn't say it was going to have that, so I shouldn't really. This is the problem, right at the top of the show. I said they're different. They're different stouts.
They are.
We are going to be comparing different stouts. Yes.
I am getting a creaminess. Once I got 100% of the bottle into the glass, it took the second.
Okay.
The last little bit of a pour. Now it's getting a lactose or the creaminess there. Yeah. See, all the cream's down at the bottom. It sinks because of the fat content. I don't know what I'm talking about.
All the fat goes to the bottom.
Yeah.
Very quickly, there was a head there again, but it's like Coca-Cola. But when you pour it, it goes.
That second time,
and it's gone.
We give you the secondary volcano of bubbles.
It is slightly smoother. Again,
yep.
You're right. You
got to get it all. Get it all in the
stuff
glass.
In the bottom.
Pour it all in there.
Yeah, it's perfectly flavoursome, Ross. Lots more to it there.
Very bold. Yeah, very bold.
Yeah. Yeah.
Body-wise,
not lacking in any.
It's not too heavy. I feel like it's a nice heaviness. I mean, when you're drinking something that does not allow light through it, I feel like it's kind of okay to say, "Yep, that's okay. Here we go," and you're full.
I think this has got plenty of body. I think I would be quite full up after 2 Handsome Devils. I would prefer a little creaminess with it, especially as it's a milk stout. I'd like to get a bit of a head on it. I wonder if they're on draft, is this going to make a huge difference to this? I wonder if Les sells this in the winter time and has it on draft.
Oh, I'm sure. I think it's on the beer, the regulars. It's one of the 8. No, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One of the 7 regulars.
Right.
Oh my goodness. I haven't seen some of these in a while. The experimental concoctions. Yeah, the Star Anise Destroyer had that years and years ago. Orange Phoenix
That's
Zest of 7.
amazing.
Triple Threat Neapolitan Brown Ale. Why can't I have that, please? I've never seen that one available.
I
Take
love
that
the
one.
Star Anise. I've always liked that. Very distinct.
It's
I
very
like this one
very
too.
odd
I do like it. I like stouts.
one.
Uh, I want this to be a little bit creamier, but it's laden with flavour, and it's plenty heavy enough too.
The sweet and the roastiness are starting to mix and combine happily. So I guess it was just needing that last little dribble from the bottle to make that make sense.
Okay.
Where I don't know, where am I for this one? For and I'm trying to say, all right, you're a coffee milk stout. That's what you said. You gave me a few notes of what was going to happen. The milk
Sweet as
stout,
all hell, isn't it?
coffee, bold, roasty, and yeah, I feel like it's doing all of that. The
Yeah.
flavors punch a little harder than the North one did.
Yep.
I mean, two different
Yep.
flavors, but when you're saying this is what it's going to taste like, the Roof Hound is definitely saying, "Ta-da!" Whereas the North
Yeah.
is sort of, eh,
Backing off. It's backing off. The North is more subtle about it, isn't it? It's just,
much more subtle, much more subtle.
yeah.
Whereas Roof Hound is kind of, here you go, bam, flavor,
Yeah. Yep.
and I like that.
That's right.
I do
Got tons of it.
prefer a flavor right in your face. So I think,
Yeah.
yeah, I think I got to be pretty happy with this one once again.
Hmm.
How happy though?
I was going to say, when did we do this? 2 years ago.
Ah,
Did you happen to notice?
it, we've
Is it worth?
we've done this. This is our third time drinking this one.
It's the third time.
Yeah, we
Good
had it
grief.
in June of. Oh, wait a minute. No, we had it when we were at Roof Hound, the night that we were in Roof Hound and we had the flights. We had it
Yes.
then, which
Okay.
kind of counts but doesn't fully count, and we both really enjoyed
Well, at least
that
it's
one.
on draft then.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then we had it again in May of 2023. So nearly
Well, 2.5 years ago.
2.5 years ago.
2.5 years ago. Yeah.
But that was apparently just me by myself. So I don't have a I don't
Ah.
have a recorded. Oh no, you were there. You just didn't record a number for that one. So I gave it an
Okay.
8.8, and I can see saying that. Yeah, an 8.8, 8.9. I think that's about where it's where it should be in my head. I could go as high as a 9 maybe. I feel like I'm looking
What's
for
in your head? In your head.
with the creaminess.
Boss.
I think I'd like a little bit more head to it, and I think that's and I don't want to say I'm not deducting points for not having a good the head on it, but it's about the only thing that I'm missing. So I guess I have to go at least 9.0 on that one. I'm fine with that.
Well, I'm going 8. I'm going bang on 8.
8 out. That's fine.
Yes.
Right.
8 out of 10.
Gotta go.
Baron, it's a good stout, a good, pretty full-bodied.
Yep.
Affair. This one, it's not lacking in backbone. It's got plenty of flavour. The mouthfeel, I would like it to be a little creamier,
Yes.
but it's a cream. It's a coffee, milky, creamy thing, and I approve. 2 thumbs up, 8 out of 10.
Right.
I've got lots left. I've got tons left.
I
I'm
got
not
down.
throwing
I got
this
down
down
to
the
my
drain.
fingy.
Oh, you weren't hanging around.
I was trying not to. 'Cause
By
we're
the
trying
way, I was supposed to. I think I'm leaving 2 of each, so I've got a big mouthful of this to swig. A big one.
that is true. Well, but you've already at least you've given us
I can't.
your marks.
It's because it's so heavy. It's so heavy. I'm gonna. By the way, before you go to the next one, unless you're in a real hurry, I've got to say, mate, having never been to your hometown before this weekend, it was beautiful. I mean, that part of it was that
Yep.
that we stayed there on Saturday evening
Oh,
in
yeah.
Hubbard's. Never seen it. Never seen the like. That big sun that you have down there, the big yellow thing, the sky. I mean, we get that everywhere. We get that up here as well.
Mhm.
But that night, that sun that set over the the lake. The lake. It's not a
Lake.
lake.
The cove, man. The
It's the
cove.
sea. It's the sea. Yeah, it's the Atlantic Ocean.
Our delightful
That
little cove.
it was just like a picture book. And I sent a little video and a photograph to my mother back in England and said, it might not be the south of France because that's where my sister is at the moment, holidaying in south of France and into Spain. So she's been sending photographs with me like I'm jaw dropping. I'm like, oh God, that looks gorgeous. I said it might not be the south of France, but it's pretty gorgeous all the same.
It's delightful in the summer. It really is. It's very pretty. It's pretty in the spring. We had decent winters. Fall was always a little bit disappointing. I mean, because it's very evergreen on the South Shore, so it's just green, and then the snow lands on all the evergreens, and that's when it looks pretty. So, fall is the only disappointing part of Hubbard's I've found. But no, it is nice.
That was fall. That was the weekend gone, and officially we are in fall, and it was the most stunning evening of the sun on that lake in early fall. It was breathtaking. And now as we were coming back on Sunday, we drove down first sort of Lunenburg Way again and back down to Bridgewater, in fact, but we did drive back up along the highway blah de blah. And as we were coming across, and Rebecca's a bit tired, I think she's she wasn't driving, so, and I said, can you smell smoke? This was Sunday afternoon.
Oh,
and we're on the Aylesford Road right by Lake George at the time, literally by Lake George, and at the time we didn't know, and of course my mind is immediately thinking, is that still Long Lake down in Dalhousie that I can smell wafting over the hill still? But it was really quite strong, and this was sort of late afternoon. And we must have been going through just as this thing was starting to make its presence felt on Sunday early evening. Yeah, it was weird. And of course, by the time we were in and we were settled in, etc., for a couple of hours, that's when we started to get these reports of, I was like, that's what we smelt coming over the hill there. It was quite strong. And so it must have just started. And here we are again in the middle of another friggin' wildfire.
Yeah, 24 Lake George, Kings County. What's it? October 1st, 6:15 p.m. It's still out of control. Estimated at 290 hectares. No reports to damage to structures. Despite windy conditions, crews are making good progress. They're building dozer guards in addition to resources. 2 Newfoundland planes joined the fight today. 2 planes came from Quebec. Now, the problem with that was that apparently the planes had to stop working because the lake levels are so low. It was dangerous for the planes to scoop water because they were
no way.
There was a danger of them crashing into rocks.
We were concerned that maybe they would be sort of emptying the lake of any remaining fish that may just be clinging on up there. We were a bit worried that we wouldn't be able to go fishing next year.
Someone's house is burning down, and you're like, oh, I can't go fishing.
Can't go fishing. But the best thing about it is that if they are scooping it all up, hopefully they're picking out the pickerel rather than the wide-mouthed bass. Because the smallmouth bass, I beg your pardon, because the pickerel are invasive, and if they're and maybe on their way they're being fried, sort of in the fire, and all the locals up there could because they can't cook those fish.
Well,
on the
since
fire
they're dumping the water directly on the fire itself, then they're all sizzling. So you go in after the fact, and there's all these beautifully displayed roast fish.
You know it.
Plated display, sprig of parsley.
Yep. I've been thinking that way as well.
Okay.
Every cloud has a silver lining.
So what we need is just the invention of a plane that can scoop water out of lakes for the purposes of forest fires, but also be choosy about which fish it picks up so that you're getting the best fish dinner or leaving some behind for the fishermen.
Well, you just thought of it. You should get in there early. This is an invention I don't think anyone's thought about, Ross, so you should get in there while the going's hot. Can I say that? Yeah, definitely.
So really it's just a basic plane, but with a guy saying, not that one, not that one, not that one, not that one.
A chef. a fillet
an
chef, a
onboard
fish chef.
flight chef. There.
Yes, but a fish specialist.
I can write the want ad already.
Cool. I want to see that. I want in though. I want in on the ground floor. It was your idea, but I'm the one that's pushing in that direction.
There.
We've got another stout here, haven't we?
We have another stout from Brig Barq Brewing, just outside of Windsor. I'm not sure if they're specifically in Windsor. Let's check the address on the back. The address on the back of the can says 3 Mile Plains. There we go, Windsor Back Road. But it does say on the can, a robust and velvety English stout offering. Offering flavors of dark chocolate, roasted coffee with a smooth, creamy mouthfeel and lingering bitterness. Is this what we were hoping for? Everywhere.
Is this going to give us the best of both worlds, the best of both the other brews? Do you think? Because it's saying all the words that we're hoping to hear from both of them.
Yeah. Now,
both of the previous
because
offerings.
I forgot that it says that on the Brig Barq can. So the Brig Barq can, the other cans. The green ones, they've got different colors of green for the big IPA, the double IPA, the IPA, and the session IPA. And then the red ale has a nice little red stripe on it. But of course, you got all this nice Brig Barq, and like, look at that! It's the skeleton, the framing of the building of the ships, and then just this beautiful stripe. So for stout, and I love this. What is it for stout? Black. Oh, just black as midnight, big stripe across that. And the description on the back, I didn't realize it was there. I thought usually there's not much on there. So I reached out, embarrassingly enough, to our good friend Steve Crane, who we've heard speak more than once and has been on the show twice. And I asked him any kind of thing. So he sent me a picture of that description. He just took a picture and said, "This is what's on there." And I went, "Oh, okay."
Okay.
And then he says, from a production standpoint, dark beers are becoming more synonymous with coffee and chocolate, which are becoming the dominant flavors. Traditional darker beer have more complexity from malt with coffee, roast, and chocolate flavor, additional rather than being the main flavor. We're trying to find the middle ground between the two. So balanced, complex malt flavor and a finish of roast, coffee, and chocolate. So I think that's why he's trying to go an English style of stout. Whereas the North American style of stout is just basically coffee, chocolate, thick, go. But he wants to get to a dark beer through a complex malt.
What more like an ESB? Is that what he's
like a jet black ESB? Yes.
Really? Interesting.
I might be putting more into his words than he's saying. He said so. Dark beers are becoming more synonymous with coffee and chocolate. They're becoming the dominant flavors. Traditional dark beer have a more complexity from malt with coffee, roast, and chocolate flavor. As an additional rather than being the main flavor. So he says we're trying to find the middle ground between the two. A balanced, complex malt flavor with a finish of roast, coffee, and chocolate. So not the main punch, but the finish of it. So sort of like a really tasty, malty something up front and a handsome devil at the back end.
Right, because of course this says, no, we are big and cacao, we are chocolatey and coffee-ish.
Oh, yeah.
This is the overall feeling you get from it.
You get the roast up front and the whole way through.
Because the Imperial Stouts, the big old 9 and 10% beauties that hopefully we're going to be having a couple of. Is that your ice cream?
Yes, I'm having a cup of froth tonight. Oh, wait, look. Nice. Look. You can watch it go.
You've got an espresso.
You can watch it go. That's hilarious.
They can have slightly fruity. They can like an
espresso,
like the stone fruit. No, I'm talking about the Imperial Stouts. They can be, some of the older style can be a tiny bit fruity, as well as dark and rich and coffee and roasted and malty and oaty and whatever. They can also be a tiny bit fruity.
I am remembering.
I don't know whether or not they add fruit to it, or whether or not the flavor combination just kind of, this stuff comes out of the ether. But it does have that kind of fruitiness that the chocolates or the coffees or the milk stouts or the oatmeal stouts and the lower alcoholic contents
I'm not
think
sure
that.
if it's
I haven't.
just that I'm pouring this into the wrong glass.
Yeah.
But I'm getting lots of head, and I can see through it. It's a dark red currently. I don't have the
Okay.
whole
Okay.
thing in there just yet.
Which is which might be supporting what Steve's then saying, because our big ESBs, big multi ESBs,
Like a
do have a reddy brown
mm-hmm.
coppery look to them, rather than the the jet black classic Guinness look, if you will,
Well,
to a
that's
stout. This
my
is,
thing is because even if you
yeah,
compare North American stouts to a British stout, an English stout,
yeah.
the English stout is Guinness. And
Oh, stop! Did you just say that? Did you just say what I thought you said? The English stout is a Guinness. You didn't say that.
yeah.
No.
Oh, sorry, an Irish stout.
It's Ireland's most famous beer, so they they would be stopping you in your tracks right there.
Well, do we get a British stout over here then?
Well, you know what, mate? If
Mm.
I've been drinking since I was knee high to a grasshopper. If ever I was going, even when I was 16 to 18 years old, and I was going in to buy a stout, um, a pub. Whoops, my phone has done its usual nonsense. Are you still there?
Yep. Go
Yeah,
on.
good. I would be looking for something jet black as well. It's just a stout to me was a big opaque black jet black thing. Now it might be, of course, because what I'm in my mind when I was that young, and really, I guess to this day, when you think of a stout, a classic stout, you can't help but think of Guinness. You can't help it.
Yeah.
It's so world
There's
dominating in
probably
the stout
very few
market.
places in the world where you're getting a interesting beer experience, even on a dark beer side of things, and you've never been exposed to Guinness.
Yeah, I think it's a bit unfair because clearly the a stout is just a type of dark beer, and because Guinness is so dominating worldwide, when you think of a stout, you immediately just think of this blacker than black, classic looking. Oh, let's be honest, it's a sexy looking pint.
Mm.
It's a big, white, creamy, two-fingered, creamy thing with the blackest blackest liquid you can think of, like tar. So Guinness is the quintessential Irish stout. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it's what stout should be. This quite clearly is a very, very dark ale color.
Yeah.
It doesn't have right. So that immediate go to thinking about a stout should be jet black. I've learned is not necessarily true.
Well, okay. What if we go back to our Canadian? Oh, I bookmarked it. Wait a minute. um. Oh, apparently I didn't bookmark it. Oh, here we go. Beery things. Canadian Brewing Awards 2025, and I need to find the judging things, and I will find the stout. The head is holding. Look at that. That's just, it's really holding in there, and that is very, very exciting to me. Competition.
There is no doubt.
Rules?
There is no doubt that a stout should be dark. I mean, a stouts and porters are historically stout beers. There might be some brewers that say, you know what, we're going to make this the same way as we do a stout. However, and they might go and call it a white stout, or as we've seen, and things that you're like, this is like up is down and down is up, and inside is like, it doesn't make sense to you. But so when you read what constitutes a stout, they will all say they are dark beers.
But how dark is dark? So, do we want to check? There's British style Imperial Stout. It's not that.
Okay.
Classic Irish style dry stout or export stout. These are the categories that we can check on.
Export stout. What's an export stout?
I don't know.
Just ones that's gone overseas. Why would that be any different from what you sell?
I'm unsure.
Right.
It says color, black, clarity, opaque.
Opaque. Black and opaque.
Yep.
That's what a stout is it?
That's what an export stout is. Classic Irish style dry is also black and opaque. British style is color ranging from dark copper to very dark, more typical of contemporary examples. Typical of contemporary examples. Great description. Opaque in darker versions.
But then again, so are ESBs.
Oatmeal Stout says dark brown to black. Beer color may be too dark to perceive.
Okay. Well, this is funny enough. Of course, it's opaque. In the black can, so therefore they're saying this is a stout, and therefore it's going to be black.
Well,
and
yeah,
it's not black.
It's not. It's brown.
It actually looks it when I hold it up to the screen, but it is still down the bottom, a very, very dark brown or copper at the bottom.
And are you getting any smell off of this?
Oh, thank you. I hadn't got that far yet.
The other two, the Handsome Devil especially. No. Oh my God!
It smacked you in the face, didn't it?
It smelled like a chocolate bar.
I'm not getting.
Okay. And again, what we're getting on Brig.
But what did he say? What did Steve say? He said he wants the chocolatiness or the coffee, whatever it is, to be at the back end.
Yep.
He wanted
not
the overall
malt up front, malt throughout, chocolatey roast coffee at the end. So,
have you and I touched this to our lips before? Because I don't recall having a stout by Brig Barq.
Yes.
Okay.
I think we tried it in the pub. I think.
Did we?
I think.
Okay.
I think.
You mean last month when it was your birthday?
Yes.
Or 2 months ago.
On beer/drink number 10.
All right then. Cheers.
Anyway.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Far more complex. Far more complex.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. You know when we're saying that Les is the Roof Hound, there's the flavour right there. And it was, okay, we're coffee and we are chocolate.
Yep.
Here it is. Have it. Have it, have it, have it, have it.
Yep.
This is a far more, oh, excuse me.
This is a deep English
ESB.
Yeah.
With some,
but I'm not getting that.
But not spices. Not getting the spices that you do. It's the rich, full-bodied, roasty.
I'll give you the Coles notes because he gave me the whole sticker,
creamy.
So it's got the IBU of 30 ingredients. Are you ready for the malts? It includes Pilsen, Crystal, Munich, and roast barley, chocolate malt, oats, and black malt.
Bloody hell.
Hops.
You getting malt? Are you getting malt?
Yeah. Oh, I'm getting malt. I'm getting nothing but malt. And the hops are Magnum, and the yeast is a WLP 066 London Fog.
That means nothing to me.
Nope, not a bit. And I don't even recognize the Magnum hops. That's a different one to me, but very malty.
It's so much more complex flavors than either of the other two. The North Brewing was subtle. Roof Hounds was not subtle, but had tons of flavor. This is just a totally different thing.
I don't know what I'm tasting here. I feel like from Steve's description, even where he's talking about
coffee at the back.
And I have to include the number of conversations that I've had with Steve about popularity, and we always talk about where the markets are going and what's happening and what's going on. Is this one of these things when he notices and gets ahead of something. Is this the stout that no one's ready for yet? You know? Like, if the popularity is all going a certain way and he's trying to take it a different way, this is why this one is not jet black. It's not coffee. It's not, okay, so.
Oh, there is coffee. I'm getting coffee.
I'm getting very little at the tail end, even at the back end.
Oh, really?
I wish I was getting that.
I'm totally getting it. Okay.
I'm getting very full body. I don't know how to describe this, but I feel like I'm.
It's creamier. It's hanging onto the glass. That's always a decent sign. It's creamier. It's smoother. The mouthfeel is creamier and smoother. The flavor to me is it. Oh, by the way, it's very malty.
Yeah.
It's sweet.
Yeah.
Without being cloying. It's not like
yeah.
It's not too much. We've had sweet. We've been crying out for sweetness sometimes in stouts that we've had, and then we've got ones that are overly sweet, and we want to Christ, dial it in.
It's leaving me with a taste in my mouth that tastes like I've just had a mouthful of apple juice, and I don't know how else to describe it.
There's hot. Apple.
Is it the malt flavor? Just the smooth, the graininess, and it's reminding me of like an apple cider. A sweetness to the malt. Is something happening? I can't quite figure it out. I'm gonna keep drinking it because it's very interesting. I
love it.
Do I love this? No. Do I like it? Yes, I like this because it's interesting. Okay. But I don't think
I like the back end.
Do you want another one? And I'd sort of be like, hang on. And I think I'd get through the whole thing trying to understand what I feel about it. And I love beers I love when we come across a beer where we're sort of like, what do you think about this? And you're like, I could write a thesis. I have been intimidated when I know people in academia and they're all like, oh yeah, I have to write a 2,000 word essay on something. And I said, I can't write 2,000 words about anything. This, we could go on and on, probably all night about this one.
I struggle now with the difference between porters and stouts because again, this, even though it's smoother and it's got a full body, it's still. This is my fault. It's going back to what I said a little while ago. Historically, I've always thought a stout was molasses. Guinness is so thick; it's packed with iron. Beamish is another Irish classic stout, which is also jet black. Mackeson's is blacker than night. A Mackeson stout I used to mix with bitters when I was an 18-year-old kid. I used to go half and half with a bitter and Mackeson's, which gave my bitter, my real ales, a kind of a richness. It was like, you know, those cocktails when they call them bleeding brains or whatever. You would get the lighter version, and then you'd pour this big thick thing into it, and it would almost like congeal in the liquid. So Beamish, Mackeson's, and Guinness, these dark, blacker than night stouts that I grew up on, and I really thought that's what stouts were. This to me again is a darker British or English ESB ale or a porter, because it doesn't have that blacker than night look about it. But I'm learning that it doesn't need to be. If this and this is, by the way, full of flavour. it's subtle all the way through, and then it just gives you a little bit of the sweetness at the end. Oh, by the way, no, there's plenty of malt in there. You can just
Oh
grate.
yeah.
It's really quite delicious. But then it gives you the sweetness at the end, almost like there you go. There's a ton of malt and the sweetness with that, but I'm going to give you that little bit of chocolate and coffee at the end that you crave so much.
I feel
think
like
this is delicious.
it's pushing the boundaries on the definition of a stout, and I'm trying to figure out if it's fully on purpose or not.
I know I know for sure that I should not have had that peanut before I took that swig because I'm now adding
Oh, it's
peanutty goodness into it as well. Or maybe I should. Maybe what the only thing I want to improve it is little bits of peanut.
Yeah. And that's
we've had peanut stouts, haven't we?
We have, and we've talked about that. No, the peanut butter porter we've had.
Was it the porter?
Roof Hound once did a chocolate peanut butter stout, and it was delectable. But that was years and years and years ago. I have a beer kit. He looks around because sometimes it's in his general vicinity. I think it's upstairs.
A beer kit that is
a peanut
stout?
Butter porter.
A peanut butter porter.
I've got a Dunkelweizen. Oh, these are the ones that I've been making. These what are they called? Yeah. They're called something like English classic or something like that. What are they? Frick sakes.
Where are you getting these from, Ross?
Honestly, my wife gets them on Amazon. Brewer's Best, I think.
Brewer's Best.
But
I think we've talked about
instead
this
of the
before.
can, it comes in the big box.
Yeah.
And so
it has the sock as well, and you can do your own.
Yeah. Well, you were there for the Irish Stout, and
that was Brewer's Best as well.
That was my first one. That was the Brewer's Best, and my only mistake with that one was I tried to let it ferment in a much too cold room.
Yeah,
I had it down here in the basement over the winter time, and that just didn't work. So the second one I got, which was the black IPA.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure. I think I gave you a sip or a tiny little bit of that, but you weren't quite.
You did.
Into that. That came out excellent, and I enjoyed the crap out of that one.
It's always 2 or 3 months after you've bottled it. I think that seems to be. I mean, obviously it depends on the brew itself, but it tends to be if you can not drink it all within the first sort of 2 or 3 months, it really does get good. And then after 6 or 7 months, you're thinking this is a bloody good beer, and then you want to start getting rid of it pretty quickly after that if you can. Even if you can even wait.
Well, I'm still holding on to my last bottle of black IPA because I haven't made the next one yet. In fact, I'm two kits behind. She's got me because So between Christmas, my birthday's in August, Father's Day's in June. So if I get a kit every holiday, I'm like, woo, 3 a year. So I've got the Dunkelweizen upstairs. It's ready to go, and I almost made that, but I didn't quite have all of the water that I needed. And then I've also got a peanut butter porter kit is the next one. So I've got to make 2 before my Christmas one that I will also request for some good stuff. And, I'll see. Maybe I'll go through the interesting, they've got, Brewer's Best has one, and it's an Imperial Blonde Ale. And I'm like, what the hell is that going to taste like?
It's going to be strong.
Let's have an Imperial Blonde Ale. Maybe it's just, apple cider or something like that. Does this one... I don't think it tastes stronger, but
to me it's a better beer. I have to say it's although I wanted the sweetness from the out, this is just tastes like a far more distinguished beer.
Is it a stout?
Well, apparently yes. As I think I was trying to point out to you, just because I have this expectation that stouts are all blacker than night, as black as your microphone head, they're not. They're just dark beers.
Every single description of the Canadian Beer Awards said the stouts are opaque. You cannot see through. I can see through this one Perfectly. And if that's the worst thing about it, it's also it tastes more like a malted ale. This
Yes. Well,
if
but
you
would you do me a favor? Would you look then and say what denotes an English style stout? Because did they not? Did Steve not say that this is a velvety English stout? So, is an English stout, does it differ from a traditional Irish stout, or, as you've mentioned, the North American variety? Is an English stout different?
stouts are typically dark brown to pitch black in color, a common profile among stouts, but
Dark brown.
not in all cases. Is the use of the
Uh-huh.
roasted barley, unmalted barley that's killed to the point of being charred, which lends traditional English stout recipes rely on bitterness from the roast grain to provide a dry finish and consequently tends to show very little hop character.
Okay, bingo. Uh, you might have to revise what you just said. It's not hoppy. It's full on malt,
Yeah.
barley, sweetness. It's dark brown, and it's got that back end, the chocolatey
The chocolatey,
and
yes. I'm not
coffee.
getting the
It's very subtle,
very subtle roast, but a little chocolate.
very well, very malty though for sure. There's plenty of.
Maybe
It's not
this
sweet as
is
it's.
really. Mm. It's so
I don't,
different. I'm having a hard time deciding if it's really good because it's so
mm,
different.
it
This
is
is
very different.
difficult. When did this start being difficult?
I tell you what, I've only got a tiny bit left. What I need to do is go back to my two fingers of North Brewing.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, smell it. There's still lots going on
Oh, I
there,
know. Yep.
isn't there?
Mm. Now
It's actually.
it's tasting more flavorless to me now.
Oh, okay. I think it's a little sweeter than I thought it was before.
Oh, you think? Okay.
Weird, because I thought it was very subtle, and now it's sweeter than I remember it.
I have to go all the way back to like a half hour ago in the conversation. Luckily, I take notes because I believe it was either the Handsome Devil or it might have been the Handsome Devil, and you mentioned that it was so heavy, and I have to take umbrage with that. You didn't say the sentence properly.
I don't know.
No, you're supposed to say it's so heavy. That's how you're
Isn't
supposed
that
to say it.
isn't that funny? Is that because we were at Chester the other night at the taking a deep dive into Abbey Road itself, Rebecca and I on Saturday evening in Chester.
Were you?
Is that why you brought that up?
No.
Absolutely. We went to we went. I thought that's
Uh,
the reason why I was on the South Shore
why you?
originally.
Why would that be the reason I wasn't there? I was. I don't know what you're listening to when you and Rebecca have your alone time.
No, I bought. There's a guy called Scott. What's his name? I can't remember his name. I'll send you the link.
Oh,
What he's doing, he's been going across Canada, starting in BC, and his 38th date was in Chester Playhouse. Which is why I told you I was going to be in Chester, and you said, "Oh, you must check out the Folksall pub because it's a pub that you really need to go." Anyway, it's literally like 50 yards from the Chester Playhouse.
it is.
So we were there. We were there on Saturday night from 7 o'clock watching this. It's called Deconstructing the Beatles album,
Oh,
and he
okay.
was looking specifically at Abbey Road, which just happens to be Rebecca's favourite and probably my favourite Beatles album as well. And he takes a 2 or 3 hour. He's a very talented
Hmm.
musician himself, and he's been on CBC Radio, and he's an American guy, so he was making some pretty decent sideways jibes at his president, which seemed to get a big thumbs up from the Canadian crowd.
Hmm.
And of course, at one point, of course, we come across that track that you just happened to mention. So that's why I thought maybe you were saying it, or it was just coincidental.
No,
It
as
was
soon as someone
fabulous.
says that they're heavy, I always say, "Oh, you didn't say
It is
that
so
right.
heavy.
You gotta." She's so
It's a brilliant. It was a great evening, to be honest. Very, very unusual. And he's met various members of the Beatles family, doing his research and his documentaries. He's online.
Well done.
You can check him out. I'll send you a link. But someone said afterwards in the Q&As at the end of the evening, they said, how does is there any sort of copyright that you're infringing here as you kind of do your little tour across? And he says, well, they are aware that I do this. However, I've got to, so therefore he's treading a fine line, he says, between infringing the copyright of
but
Beatles.
He's also selling tickets in the Chester Playhouse.
That's right. I know.
I mean, if he was selling out Wembley Stadium, maybe. Madison Square Garden, you're there at the Royal Odeon Hammersmith.
You know what, though? Have you been to the Chester Playhouse?
Yeah.
Right.
I have performed on the Chester Playhouse. Well, before it burned down, the previous
before
one.
it burned down.
Yeah.
Right. Well, the new incarnation, I would say there might be, I don't know, a couple of hundred seats. Let's say a couple of hundred. Let's be on the safe side. And they're all $30 tickets, and there wasn't a seat to be had. So you do the math. So he sold that out.
You're getting some coin. Wait, so the show is you all listen to someone else make music and he talks about it or recreates it? Or
yes. No, he I'll send you the link. It's quite fascinating. Ross.
I mean, could I sell out the Chester Playhouse by saying, all right, everyone, we're going to listen to The Great Escape album by Blur, 1997, and we are going to fully deep dive into every single track, starting with Country House. Oh,
he lives in a house, a very big house in the country.
Can you bet? Oh,
now
man.
give me your money.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me your money.
30 bob a piece, please. $30 a head. I don't know why it took me so long to not say that in the British way. 30 quid.
30 quid. Handsome Devil. I'm going back to this.
I just popped the last mouthful of that, and can I just say, it is just as bold.
Coffee.
Just as... Oh, roasty coffee. I still like that one.
Yeah.
I am having the toughest time with this Brig Barq. I'm so glad I reached out to Steve and got a little bit more insight into what's going on here about trying to bridge the gap.
I don't think coffee should be in small letters because this is like a cold brewed coffee from Starbucks. It's so coffee-ish.
Yeah.
It wears its heart on its sleeve. It's saying, "I am a coffee milk stout."
Yep.
Yeah. Nothing subtle about it. But full of flavor.
I am still very confused about this Brig Barq Stout. I appreciate what's going on. I think it's a reinvention or a clawback of the genre, trying to, yes, this is the British style, this is the malt style. It is everything it's saying that it is, so I can't fault it. It's not what I was expecting for a stout, but in looking up, in deep diving on what this kind of British version of malty stout with a back end, I'm getting a little bit of a roast on the back end. I'm not getting a little bit of a chocolate, not so much of a roast on the back end. It's really, really easy to drink, especially at this flavor, because we've been waxing poetic for an hour and a bit. And
does it have the body that you want from a stout? Does it have the richness and the thickness that you might expect from a stout, or is it more of a porter or a darker ale, an ESB?
I feel like this is an imperial. No, it's not even an imperial. It's just a thick, delightfully because I've been getting into. I'm enjoying some English milds every now and then, like a 3.5, nice malty, malty brune, just a brune ale.
A
We talked
brown
about
ale.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Brunel, which
Yeah.
is not a
Yeah.
word that actually exists, but a nice brown
A
ale,
brown ale.
and a
Yeah.
lower,
Yeah.
like an ESB or an English mild or a pub ale kind of thing. I have had pub ales that taste almost as good as this. If this was a pub ale, I'd be all over it. But it's the fact that it's saying it's a stout. And even
Okay.
saying we could redefine stout to mean this. And I'm like, do I want to? Or do I like my opaque, jet black as my heart, dark beer with the roast and the everything? And then if you kind of bring this to the table, you're sort of saying, this is a different style of stout that's never really been explored. And I'm like, but I like the style that it was before. Someone comes out and says, "Oh, there's a new style of stout, and it's much lighter, and it has cloves and banana." We tried the golden stout, and we're like, I don't think I like this. It's just basically a lager that tastes like burnt coffee, and I didn't like that style attempt. I love what this is. I love what he's doing. I miss the thickness of a proper stout. And in looking at what gets judged, where are you? I'm lost in my own thoughts.
I prefer the flavor over the other two.
Yeah.
So that if it was just a straightforward competition between what I prefer flavor-wise, the Brig Barq I would prefer over the other two. The both, however, the North Brewing to me had the creaminess and the backbone that I recognize from a stout. The other two didn't, but I prefer the Brig Barq flavor over the other two. Handsome Devil took something else. Like there should be 3 awards for 3 different beers to me. That's as weird as this is. I think the Brig Barq is actually the superior beer of the 3, in my opinion.
Wow.
Therefore, I'm giving the nod to the Brig Barq and giving it an 8.8. But the other two bring something to the table in different categories. And I would drink them all again.
So it's saying it's a new style. Oh yeah, I mean they all are. It was an exploration, and my favorite part was having the Brig Barq as an exploration of a style heretofore unexplored, pretty much.
Yeah, maybe.
And we got a little bit of everything in there. So it for the style that it's trying to be, I feel like it's like a 9.5 out of 10. I can't get past my own brain of saying this just isn't a stout. But it's a new style, crossbred, interesting, thick.
Is it new though?
Or is it ancient? I don't know.
Getting back to the English style of stouts, which might be several hundred years old.
Not quite as jet black. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I want a jet black stout. I want.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, and historically that's what I wanted too. But it just doesn't mean. But maybe I'm a little more educated now, because my mind always said stout equals jet black.
Yeah.
And just because I connected stouts with the classic stouts that had been available to me when I was growing up, Guinness and Beamish and Mackerson's.
Honestly,
maybe that's not fair.
I feel like this is probably a 2.5 hour conversation with Steve about it, trying to decide it.
Yeah.
I have a second point about something that you said. I have to, I don't know why. I'm just kind of giving this an 8-2 because I can't get over myself. It should be top marks. It should be top marks, but it's But I want to argue something about what you said because I've actually started working on a concept of a mockery of this statement because it's one of the strangest statements I've heard in my whole life, and it's quite popular. And you even said it tonight, and that is you haven't seen something like that since you were knee high to a grasshopper. And my question is, what the hell does that mean? Because either you were so the height of your knee was the height of a grasshopper, which makes your knee like a half an inch tall, which would make you so if your knee is a half an inch, then you are maybe 2 inches tall, and you were never 2 inches tall, so that's not a thing. Or the other interpretation of being knee high to a grasshopper is you were as tall as a grasshopper's knee, which makes you a half an inch tall, which is also impossible. So who first said knee high to a grasshopper? Because it comes up with two equally impossible probabilities of how tall you could have been at that point, unless you're coming across these big ginormous grasshoppers that I am not aware of. But the more I think about it, the more angry I get that this is an actual statement, an actual thing uttered by human beings. Oh, since I was knee high to a grasshopper. And I just want to flip the table over and put on a Batman costume and punch people in the face.
Have you never used that term before?
No, because the first time I heard it, I went, oh. And then the second time I heard it, and I kept hearing it over and over and over again. And much with the things in my life, if I hear a thing more than twice or three times, I start to deconstruct it. And then I get to the point of saying, what this person is telling me is that they think that at some point within their living memory, they were 3/4 of an inch tall in some sort of comparative height to a grasshopper. And then I get mad.
You ever see that movie with Matt Damon, where he shrunk down to the size of a doll, I guess, or something around about it? Because the human population has got so out of control that there is a company that says we need to shrink everyone down to the size of, well, this glass, so that we can all live happily on this planet
I was
together.
not aware that Matt Damon remade Gulliver's Travels / Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. What?
It's a bit like that. It came out maybe, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago. We watched it several months ago. It started very well, and it just didn't go to where I hoped it would. The term knee high to a grasshopper, until you said that, I never really gave it much thought. It's something that I think I've used. Well, it's not an unusual saying in the UK, but until you pointed it out there,
but it makes no sense, and that's what bothers me.
Well, usually when sayings come along and you don't recognize them, you do a quick Google search, and quite often, maybe 50% of cases, you find out that it's a Shakespearean reference. I'm not going to suggest that it is, but how old is this? You're doing a search right now, or you're searching Matt Damon movies about
informal, humorous, does not seem to have any origin. That's the Cambridge.
No literary history or anything.
Nothing yet.
Okay. It is a thing.
It's not Southern thing, apparently. Southern. I don't know why, but it.
Southern, as in Southern England or Southern America?
Southern America, like very foghorn leghorn. That boy's knee high to a grasshopper. Look at him. That can't be right.
You boy, I say you boy.
I say that boy ain't right. He's three checkerboards short of a chess play.
Okay. So, okay. Well, I've said it since I was a kid. Maybe because I heard my mum say it. I don't know. I'm taking my Brig Barq.
I'm still delightfully supping that.
My last shot.
Yeah.
My last shot. Yeah. Good. Thanks, man. Look up your Matt Damon movie and
I
check it
did.
out.
I found it. It's called
Yeah,
Downsizing.
you found it. It's called Downsizing. That's what it's
I
called.
will watch this stupid movie because I loved Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. That's a fantastic movie.
That was Rick Moranis, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, one of Canada's favorites. This isn't. I will tell you. I don't think. Oh, I was about to say. I don't think it bothered the Academy Awards, but actually, it did because I think it might have won Best Supporting Actress for the Asian lady that was in it.
Really?
She was incredible. I discovered her on that movie, and I thought she's really good. So maybe it did bother the Academy Awards. You might have won a nomination for the Academy Award for that. Don't hold your breath, though, mate. It's not very good. I'm out of here. Good night.
I'll give it a whirl. Southernisms. It still seems to be Cambridge Dictionary. Anyway, I want to thank Roof Hound, Les at Roof Hound, and Steve at Brig Barq. And I have not yet met the brewer at North Brewing, but I've reached out. So thank you for North Brewing, Roof Hound Brewing, and Brig Barq Brewing for the stouts that we tried tonight, and Ian for joining me tonight on our show. You can find us every week here, 8 p.m. at youtube.com/@drinknsdry. You can find our podcast and all the podcasty places. We're also on the Instagram and the YouTube shorts and the TikToks occasionally, but you can go straight to the source at drinkns.unsupervised.beer. So join us next week around the 8 p.m. time right here. And thank you all for joining us.